So we've got to wait for the signal to go through to one stream, which it has. And I'm going to press go live on Amazon Live and wait for it to go green. And once it's green, I will know that we are ready to broadcast on Amazon Live. So let's go for preview. And just waiting for the signal to come through to go live. And we can go live now and rush back to the studio with 24 seconds to spare. That's a world record. That's the fastest I've gone live in a long time. We'll just wait for the countdown clock. If you're watching live on Amazon Live, thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching live on Facebook or on YouTube, then you'll find a link up above to actually join me on Amazon Live, because that's where Amazon Live is where the action takes place. Okay, because the Amazon setup is such that below me on Amazon Live, you've got the carousel and you can see the items I'm talking about. Now, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, thank you very much. I will try and keep you informed of what I'm actually talking about. But here in this live broadcast, what I'm doing is sharing expertise and experiences and getting to know the people on Amazon Live. I'm so grateful to actually be able to broadcast on Amazon.com. Imagine that, Brit broadcasting on Amazon.com. Dream come true. So welcome to the show. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. And if I take that off, you'll be able to see that I am broadcasting and you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. When you think of Wiltshire, you think of Stonehenge, you think of Avebury, you think of Salisbury. In other words, this is a marvellous county to actually visit, even better to actually live in it. And we are able to go to Stonehenge 3 or 4 times a year. So thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. Now, in today's show, let's just take myself off full screen and bring this card full screen. In this show, which is Lights, Camera, Action, we talk about webcams, audio gear, Fitbits, microphones, and live video. I'm broadcasting from BeLive. And if you have any questions about live broadcasting or about any of the equipment down in the carousel, please do ask. Please do tell me where you're actually watching from, because I find that most interesting. My geography is not the best. Okay, I took German at school, not geography. So I'll try and keep up with where you actually are. But do say hello, do ask your questions and get involved. You can see on the screen next to me, top right-hand corner, is basically, this is Wiltshire. This is where I live. And I'll show you these photographs throughout. I'm pretty close to this, which is Stonehenge. And later in today's broadcast, you'll see a broadcast all about Stonehenge, which I did back in December when Elgato and I actually visited Stonehenge. So Stonehenge, part of our lives. The next thing that's part of my life is this. And I was watching a broadcast with Marco Novo, my good friend in Portugal, live broadcaster on Amazon Live, in the special marketing show, which you can catch on Amazon Live, definitely on Friday, tomorrow. He'll be live with Ryan tomorrow. But he was interviewing Daniel Sigmund of Logitech, and Daniel is there demonstrating the Logitech Litre light, which I'm going to show you in a moment, because I was so taken with Daniel's description of the light that I went and bought 2 lights. So I can show you the light in a moment, and I can show you the light in action. At the moment, I'm not lit. In a moment, I will be. In today's broadcast, I have 2 cameras. This is live. This is the desktop camera. Okay, and you can see some of the items I'm going to be talking about. You can see the TP-Link Deco. You can see the 4-way USB from Anker, which basically allows me to have 2 cameras. So I'll be talking about those. That's my mug, my cup from BeLive, and you can see that it was sent to me personally. And then we've got 2 plants we're going to be watching through 2022 as they grow. The far one should flower, and the second one shouldn't be there at all, but it is growing and growing well. And I'll tell you all about that during this broadcast. Okay, And then finally, we've done the lights, camera, action. We've done all that, so we can come to me. So that's a bit of background, and we're going to start now with something which I mentioned a moment ago, which is this. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take it off where it is, and this is it. This is the first unit that we're going to be talking about, which is the Logitech Lytra light. Now, if you've not heard of it, this is not surprising. Okay, this is the first light that Logitech have ever produced. They're well known for the cameras 920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio, which you'll see later. But this is their first light, released in January 2022. And I was watching this broadcast, if I can find it. I was watching this broadcast with Marco Novo and Daniel Sigmund of Logitech, and I thought, I'm going to have that light. So I clicked the link in the carousel down below, discovered more about the light, looked at the reviews, watched the videos, and ordered it the same day. And it arrived the following day. Amazon being Amazon, 24-hour delivery, no problem. I love being an Amazon Prime customer. Okay, so to the light itself. Okay, now first thing you'll notice is the size. Okay, now I used to have two big soft boxes, one either side of me, shone onto the wall, and the light reflected back, and that worked fine. I had those soft boxes for 3 years. But the unfortunate thing about soft boxes is they are made of fabric, and the fabric starts to fray, and they start to look tired and worn. And so we disassembled the softbox lights. They went off to the recycling centre, and that left me without lights for 3 weeks. So when I saw Daniel with this, I thought that will replace my softboxes. In fact, it does better than replace the softboxes because of the way that it actually provides the light. Now, the first thing you can do is when you take it out of the box, okay, the cellophane there, we should take off, the cellophane on the foot of it, take that off as well, and you've then got the light. Now, the light itself, you can bend forwards, okay, and that's the maximum tilt, and you can obviously bend it backwards. You can twist the light to the side, either way, and my light, which is above me, which I'll switch on in a moment. In fact, what I can do now, what difference does having this light make, is I'm going to switch the light on. Okay, and now you can see me. Okay, lighting is important in a live broadcast. I'm being lit now by the Logitech Litre light. And let's just do that again. If I switch the light off, yeah, it goes dark. If I switch the light on, you can see me better. Okay, lighting is important. Whether you're on Zoom or whether you're on, well, if you're on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, lighting is important. Camera is important, microphone's important, lighting is important too. This unit has a little shelf here, and you pull the shelf out and it then goes on top of your monitor. Now mine is next to my Logitech Brio camera. It's angled so, and it's switched on. Now in order to switch it on, it needs to be powered. Supplied with the Logitech Litre light is a cable, okay? It's a USB A to USB-C cable, and you simply plug it in, and you can then, lo and behold, press the button on the back in the center, and the light will come on. And there we have it. The light is on. Now, as you can see, it's not an obtrusive light. It is very, well, subtle. Effective but subtle is the way that I would call it. This is because with the softboxes, a switch on and off, that was it. With this, I can do a lot more. On the back, you can see that I can adjust the brightness and I can adjust the temperature of the light, which means that I can tune the lighting to suit me. Okay, but I'm not restricted. So the controls on the back, as you'll see in a moment, when I actually show you, this is actually controlled by software. When I switched it on and off a moment ago, I used software to do it. I didn't reach up to my lights. the software, which is supplied with the lights. You go to logitech.com, you type in Logitech Litre, download the software, it will see your light. Now, you do have to plug the other end of this cable into your computer, be it PC or Mac. It must be plugged into your computer for the software to actually work. Okay, so the other thing you can do is that if you don't want it on your monitor, you can actually take, okay, a tripod stand. Okay, tripod stands are called because it's got the 3 legs, and you can twist the light off its mount there and put it onto a tripod, and that means that you can have lighting anywhere in your office or on your desking. Okay, and this is a standard connector, and any tripod will do. So you just twist it off and you've got the tripod. The other thing you can do is you can actually, that's as the light comes, you can actually extend the light, angle it as you want it, and I've got my lighting like that. Okay, so that's how it's pointing down at me now. Now it's actually lighting me. If I switch this off, yeah, then instantly, almost instantly, the light disappears. But my second Lytra light is still on. I bought 2. We only need 1. I bought 2 so I could actually show you this. Yeah, because I could show you down the carousel and say this is Logitech Lytra light, but I thought I'd actually get another one so I could actually demonstrate to you. Now the cost of this light is $59.99. And I've got to say, I looked at all the alternatives that there are for this light, and the prices are higher than $59.99. Okay, so I'm going to share screen now. What I'm going to do is take myself off screen so that I'm now top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner. I'm going to hide Stonehenge because we're going to visit Stonehenge later. I'm going to hide the second picture of Stonehenge. You know this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, live from Wiltshire in England. You know that I have 2 cameras. Okay, you're watching Logitech Brio at the moment, which I'll talk about. Camera to the right is the Obspot Tiny, which we're looking at too. It's down in the carousel if you want more information now. I want to say thank you to Marco and to Daniel for introducing me to the Lytra light, so I can hide that now. And basically, I can switch that camera off too. So you're just left with me. Okay, so I've got a clean deck. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share screen. Hopefully this will work. I am well known for trying things in broadcast that do not actually work first time, but I'm determined that everything's going to go swimmingly this afternoon. Okay, this is the so you can control this using the switches on the back, on, off, brightness and temperature. But if you're in a live broadcast and you want to change, then it becomes very difficult to actually reach up. So there is software, and this is the software. Okay, this is Logitech G Hub, which is well known to gamers around the world, basically because G Hub is where they can control their cameras from. And now you can control your Logitech Litre light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off full screen with that. I'm going to go side by side so you can see us both. I'm going to put this light down because it's not working. Okay, at the moment, the one that's on is working. So what can I do with the software that comes with Logitech Litre light? Well, the first thing I can do is I can switch on and off. So if I switch off, you'll see that I've gone dark. Switch it back on, I'll be lighter. I'm now lit by Logitech Litre Glow. The light itself comes with 6 presets, and I'm going to walk you through the presets. Basically, I'm just controlling the software on the right-hand side of my mouse, and we go bright and cool. Now, bright and cool means maximum brightness and as cool as you can get. So this is a very cool representation. Okay, so the second one, so that's bright, cool. The second one down is cozy daylight. So this is daylight lighting. Now, on some of these, you won't see any major difference. Okay, might be subtle, but I can assure you the light is changing each time. Third setting is mild afternoon, and obviously that's for use in the afternoon. And down to soft sunset. This is one of my favorite lighting setups. Okay, this is soft. I don't have a light blaring down at me. I know it's there, but it's not in my face. Okay, but it is lighting me, and that's my favorite. We all get favorites, favorite settings. And the next one down is also quite good, and that's cozy candlelight. So the lighting is not in your face, it's subtle. Yeah, and I know there's room lights on at all. The window is still light in the UK, but I've got natural light and I've got this light, and if I switch it off straight away, you'll see a difference. Okay, so you've got 6 presets with this light. The next thing is that there is a 7th preset, and this 7th preset you have total control over. So this is not one that Logitech did. This is totally my doing, my fault. Now, what we're going to do is, using the controls, is I'm going to try and make this a little bit better. Okay, temperature is up at full. I'm going to put temperature about halfway down, slightly over halfway down. So I'm adjusting the temperature. It is much too bright, so I'm turning the brightness down, and that is pretty close to what I want. So this is my own lighting setting I'm able to do with Lytra, with the software, and simply works. I mean, $59.99, it is lighting me perfectly, and it's not on and off, it's several shades of brightness and of temperature, so you've got total control over it. Now, so that I don't miss anything when I'm talking about the products in the carousel, to the right of me is well, it just helps me. Okay, so we're talking about Logitech Litre Glow Light down in the carousel. Its official title is the Logitech Litre Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. Okay, but if you remember Logitech Litre Light, that's probably all you need to know. Click the link in the carousel, it will take you to the product and its full information. And I'm going to take those 2 off, and let's go to the next one. So it's the lighting, as I said, the lighting is not in your face. It's their own technology. It's true soft. Yeah. And as this is the first light that Logitech have ever produced, I've got to say that they've got it right. Okay. In terms of what we need, because as I'll come to in a moment, there is a special thing about this light. We've said you can actually put it onto your tripod. Okay, and in addition to that, it's got brightness and temperature settings, which you've just used. It's got a desktop app, which is the one that's at the side of me, and in addition to that, it's natural skin tones. So this is not blaring light, this is not white light, this is a tone, and it means that you look, when you're on camera, you're looking natural. Okay, if I went and looked in the mirror now, this is how I look. Yeah, natural skin tones and a radiant look. Do you think it looks radiant? It's a subjective thing, really, isn't it? And the next point here is now this is a major point. A lot of the users of Logitech equipment are gamers, and gamers can go live for 8 to 10 hours at a time. Take a short break and come back again, do it all over again. Me, I did 2 hours. I'm happy doing 2-hour broadcast. But if you are a gamer and you're broadcasting longer than 2 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, then this light is safe for all day streaming. And I think that's a major thing. It's not going to have any detrimental effect at all. And just to reiterate that. And it's got freedom of light placement. We've seen that. and on to the next item. So don't forget anything. Okay, and you can use the desktop software that I've just shown you. This is Logitech's free G Hub software, and not only does the G Hub software control your lighting, it will also control, we'll get here and go back, it will control your camera as well, yeah, or your light. And you click on light, and you can then select the preset that you want. Okay, that's it. Switch it off and I go dark, switch it on and I go light. It is safe to use 24/7. It's down in the carousel and it is $59.99. Okay, when I'm doing these reviews, I don't want to miss anything, which is why I've got the on-screen thingy. But I want to give you an honest opinion. In using this light for the last 5 weeks, I've not had a single problem. It is plug and play. You get the light, this light, you plug it in to your PC or Mac, you download the software takes control of it. So simple and so straightforward. And the lighting is good. Yeah, this very high quality lighting. This is what I love the design, okay? And it is solidly constructed and adjustable in height, adjustable in rake. Okay, it can go left and right. And my light is like that on top of my monitor, using that ledge there, that shelf. That's it. I mean, what can you say about a light other than it works? So, I mean, basically, as I say, I was actually looking for replacement lighting for my softboxes. I'm just putting that down carefully. I was looking for replacement lighting for my softboxes, and I saw Marco and Daniel, and I decided to buy that light from Amazon. And since then, he said, I'm going over here just a second. My friends, just a second. If I can find it, I will. Okay, you know, you get all your gear together before a live broadcast. Okay, I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'm going to say I'm indebted to, if I go here, my friend Jim Ziegler, who's in Texas. And Jim and I have been friends for about 17 years now. We met on a UK networking site before Facebook, and he and I have kept in regular touch, and we've been live together, don't know how many times. And Jim saw my demonstration of Logitech Litre light, and he bought one. And he's happy. And the point that Jim makes in the video is that, and Chris de Boven said the same yesterday, you'll see a green screen behind me. I could have a background removal software running, but I don't today because I don't want to muck things up Amazon. The light is brilliant for having background removal software running. XSplit VCam as an example, and the light just works. It looks good. Jim said it looks good. Chris said it looks good. So yes, I can say without fear of contradiction that Logitech Litre light actually works with background removal software. Okay, so that's the beginning. That's where we're starting. And on to the next item on the carousel. Okay. And this is one of my favorite items to actually show, which is the professional grade. I'm going to put this away. Is the professional grade microphone. Okay. Most of the work that I do, I've done in the last 6 years, has been desktop broadcasting, but I've become more and more a mobile broadcaster as well, and that is, just a minute, taking your mobile phone and broadcasting using your phone. Now, if you are broadcasting using your phone, I'll look at this a bit closer later, but the thing is that the sound on a mobile phone is not the best in the world. And if you want people to watch your videos, I go out and about, and I visit country houses, castles, and national monuments. I take my video, I take my trusty gimbal, which is down the carousel, and I'll talk about that later. But what I also take is this, because whilst the microphone on here is good, okay, and you can make it single direction, the best microphone that I found for mobile broadcasting is this one, which is the Power Device. And I've used this on the videos that you'll see during the course of today's broadcast in order to have high quality sound on my mobile. Now, that said, this is a brilliant, when I got involved, in just a minute, just let me catch up and we say hello to, see, I'm broadcasting later. So Roland in Wiltshire has found me. Hello, Roland. And Roland is saying, I hear that people film you, Stephen, as a national treasure. Roland has what can best be described as Wiltshire sense of humour. Thank you. Thank you for the smile, Roland. Yeah, so that's thrown me. Where was I? Oh, yes, I'm live on Amazon talking about this. So I want to have good sound on my videos. So when I've shot the video, I can actually put it up on YouTube. And this is the best microphone that I've found. Okay, now, in terms of the microphone, which is down the carousel at the moment, and it is today 41% off. Okay, so you get 41% off, and it is the Power Device lapel microphone. Yeah, it says on the back here, and I just love the way they've done this. It says words can change lives, record them perfectly. And that's the slogan. That it is, you are getting a high quality audio recording when you use an external lapel microphone, especially one as good as this that is 41% off today. I carry this in my rucksack. I carry the gimbal in my rucksack, and then when I want to go live, I take this out of my rucksack. Okay, and this is the microphone. And I'm very grateful for the fact that this has got a tidy clip. Basically, the cable doesn't unravel. Okay, so here's the microphone. It's got the cover on, okay, and it's got a crocodile clip. And all you do is you take the crocodile clip, you plug it onto your clothing, and stand up so you can see it too. So that's in position. Okay, now the thing about the lapel microphone is because it's actually on your body, is that you're absorbing a lot of the sound around you, which makes the first thing that's heard in that microphone is your voice. The microphone is close to you. Yeah, so whilst you might get background noise, the overriding voice is your own. That's the reason for doing it. You don't want to be one voice amongst many. You want to be the voice on the recording. Okay, how does it work? You wouldn't believe this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is your mobile phone, and basically you take the audio cable and you plug it into your phone like that. You've now got a working microphone. The act of plugging this in switches off the microphone that is part of your mobile phone. So you don't need any software, you don't need anything at all. Just put it on, link it in. That's it. This is now a working microphone. I'll show you how to put this in the gimbal in a moment, but even just with the phone, if you go out and about with your phone, then the sound that you record will be the sound that comes from the microphone. And this improves the quality of your live recordings, okay? Even if you're hand holding the phone, it will improve the sound because the first voice that's heard is your voice. Now, it's not just this microphone, he said. It's not just for mobile. Okay, true story. In addition to my live video adventures, and I've been doing this for 6.5 years now, I'm a Udemy instructor, and I create courses on Udemy, and this is a true story. I create courses on Udemy. I've got about 16,000 students. I'm grateful for every single one of them. And I basically teach people how to go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and the website. I do that through the medium of video on a Udemy course. Now, Udemy is quite possibly the best online learning system in the world. Okay, I've said it. It's true, though. I'm also on Skillshare, but let's just stick with Udemy for a moment. So I'm there, and I want to show people how to go on live video. And I got the camera. The camera wasn't a problem. I had the C920, which you'll see in a moment. So visually, not a problem. Then you come to the fact that Udemy are very strict on sound quality. Okay, and they gave you two options. You can either soundproof your office, okay, with egg cartons all over the wall. You've seen sound studios. They suggested that you actually get a sound studio. Yeah. Okay, so I sort of thought, well, okay, but I don't want to do that. Or you can get the lapel microphone. And this microphone, I use this to record all my Udemy courses, which leads me on to the fact that if you don't have an external microphone or an external camera on your PC or Mac, you can take this microphone and you'll improve your live video sound quality. Simple. Your quality will improve with this microphone. You don't need you're actually listening to an Elgato Wave 3 now. Okay, but when you're starting out, basically you have a budget, and this is within the budget, I would think, at $35.45, 41% off today. Not only can you use it with your mobile phone, you can actually use this same microphone with your PC or your Mac and use it on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. It is a quality microphone which delivers, because you'll be hearing the videos in a moment, it delivers a quality sound. And that's what it's all about. Because we know if my sound was bad now, okay, and hopefully it's not, okay, if my sound was bad now, you would skip to the next Amazon Live broadcaster. Sound is important, and this means that you can go live on mobile or desktop with high quality sound. Okay, so I use this every time we go out and I make mobile videos. So as with most things, down in the carousel, I'm actually talking about something I actually use. I use that microphone every week when we go out and about shooting video. To everybody who's watching me live on Amazon Live at the moment, I'd like to say, just a minute, I need to go back to a different menu. If you just joined me, I'd like to say welcome to the broadcast. This is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, and you are watching, yes, if you're listening to me, you'll know that you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. I don't have a Wiltshire accent. I know somebody who does have a Wiltshire accent, and that's Roland, who's a good friend who lives close by. Roland made that comment on Facebook. Now, if you do make a comment on Amazon Live, I will read it out. If you've got a question about live broadcasting, you've got a question about anything in the carousel, and do feel free to actually surf the carousel. Whilst I'm talking about one product, you can be checking out another product, because basically when you go down to the carousel and click an item, it opens a new tab, which means I'm still here. So you can do that. You can surf around and have a look around. And thank you for watching. And now I'm just going to say, some of my friends who broadcast on Amazon Live, most of them American, of course. There are 4 Brits on Amazon Live. Okay. Most of my friends are American. We are independent. We get on well together. We support each other, and we help each other. And one of the best things that you can do if you want to support us is just to follow. So I want to give a shout out to Cam, I'll go with Cam, and Roy Hubert, both of whom have just followed me. So if you follow somebody, then I don't get your details. I will not get Calm or Roy's details, but it does mean that next time I go live, you might get a notification that I've actually gone live. In addition to that, you'll see up above a following tab. If you're following somebody and you click the following tab, you can see their latest broadcast. You can see whether they're live or not. Now, I've got to say here, I actually follow about 250 different broadcasters on Amazon Live. And I can go to my following tab and I can see who's live now, and I can see the last show of everybody I'm actually following. Absolutely brilliant. Amazon Live is a great resource. Yeah, okay, just making a point. It is, I mean, not now, but if you go to the tab on the right hand side, which is browse, yeah, or the third one on anyway, and you go to streaming soon, you've got your own Amazon Live TV guide, because that shows in time order everybody who's going to go live today. Everybody's got a show card. Everybody tells you what they're going to be talking about. Everybody tells you what time they're going live. So between now and midnight, we've got you covered. Okay, a series of independent broadcasters who know their stuff and are here to help you. And that's the key. Once you're surfing Amazon.com looking for something, Live is here. It's a free resource. And we know about the products that are down in the carousel. And you can ask us about the products in the carousel. And a hint here, if you ask me a question, I'll do my best to answer it. If I can't, I will actually come back and answer it later. If, however, you make a comment, I can tell you one thing. At the end of this live show, all the comments disappear. The comments do not stay permanently. The only thing that's permanent is this recording, not the comments. It's not like YouTube where the comment there to be seen. The comments disappear. So if you want to comment now, the only people who are going to see your comments are the people watching live. Okay, right. So let's move on. And okay, the third item, which I mentioned a moment ago, is down in the carousel, and it's the Logitech C920x camera. I just happen to have to hand this. How is it wires get tangled up? Okay. This is the Logitech C920x camera. This. It is the ideal first camera. If you are currently broadcasting using your desktop camera and your desktop microphone, this is the next step. The Logitech C920x. Now, when I started broadcasting, it was about 6-7 years ago, before Amazon, before Facebook Live, there were about 500 of us, all involved in live broadcasting on a system called Blab. And this is before Facebook Live, and we got to know each other, and we're still in contact with each other 6-7 years later on a regular basis. And then came Facebook Live, and we thought, well, we've got to up our game. We don't want to use the internal camera or microphone. We want something external. I know hundreds of people who bought this camera 6 years ago and are still using it. In actual fact, this camera is 6 years old. Now, it has been revamped since, yeah? So what I'm telling you now is for a later model, but it is the C920. C920 has got a lens in the middle with a 78-degree field of view. So that's how wide it can see, yeah? It's got twin stereo microphones. Okay, that's the beginning. It can do 720 and 1080. Now, I'm broadcasting to you now in 720 pixels. The number of pixels denotes how much data has been transmitted. Now, if I go from 720 to 1080p, you'll get a clearer picture. You'll be able to see a clearer picture. The more pixels, the clearer the picture. Okay, 720, which you're watching at me at now, is DVD quality. Yeah, so this is DVD quality video, but this is capable of even more. This is capable of HD. This is the Logitech C920x, and the X stands for something which I'll tell you about in a moment. But this camera, okay, you pull that shelf down, okay, you can see me doing that, and then it goes on top of your monitor, and you adjust that until you're actually comfortable looking at the camera above your monitor. Yeah, that's monitor mounting. That's the first thing you can do. However, that's not all. If you close that up again, supposing you don't want this on your monitor, okay, what you can do, and we've seen this before, is you can take your trusty tripod. Okay, so there's the tripod. Okay, this is a practical demonstration. I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to do it while I'm talking. But I just wanted to show how easy it is. I'm going to put the legs together again. How easy it is to actually mount this C920 onto. Yeah, got there. Okay, so that's it. The camera is now mounted on the tripod. Benefit of this is that you can actually use it anywhere on your desking. This could now be plugged in, possibly with an extension cable if you wanted, and you can mount it anywhere. So you can have any angle you want, and the tripod could be any height that you want. So you're giving yourself, yeah, the ability to actually position a camera wherever you want. It doesn't have to be right in front of you. It could be at the side of you, could be at the back of you. Okay, and basically the way to do that is with an extension cable, which I'll show you later. So that's it. That's the camera. Let's see if we've missed anything, shall we? And then I'm going to show you what the X for extra stands up for. Okay, so it's the Logitech C920x we're looking at. The X stands for extra. Okay, and it's full HD, 1080p as we explained, and 30 frames per second. The more frames per second, the better the quality. Okay, but most broadcasting systems, and I am willing to be correct, but most of the broadcasting systems we use are just 30 frames per second. It has, as you said, the stereo microphones, and it also has HD light correction. Now, what does that mean? If I switch my light off, the camera that I'm using at the moment, which is the Brio, will try to adjust for the low light. Now, I'm 5 hours ahead of you in the UK, and it's not going to go dark for another 3 hours yet. So I can't actually show you me going dark black, but I can switch the light off and you get the idea that the camera actually compensates for low light. You still need a light. You need a Logitech Litre light down in the carousel. Now I'm going to show you some software in the next section when we talk about the Brio, and it is a program called Logitech Capture, which works with any Logitech camera. Yeah, and it's free because you buy the camera, you get the software free. And I think what's this one saying? Advanced Capture software. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. All right. The X in C920x stands for extra, and the extra, just a minute. I can't put this camera anywhere because I've got the thing attached to it. Okay, now I can't show you this because it's not plugged in, but I'm going to put that down there. You wouldn't believe the mess in my studio at the moment. You can't see it. I can though. The X is for Expert VCam. Expert VCam is background removal software. Okay, it removes your background. Now, I could wax lyrical about background removal software because I've been using it since January 2019, and I use Expert VCam. And basically, what I'm about to show you is that the Logitech C920x includes a 3-month license for Expert VCam, which is, well, as I say, I've got an annual license. Yeah, I've been using software now for 3 years. I'm more than happy with it. But I'm going to show you, because I do have a video. I'm going to bring that up on screen, and I'm going to take myself off full screen, and I'm going to bring this video. Whenever Expert VCam create a new version I do a video which is on YouTube explaining the latest features of XSplit VCam, and they do updates quite regularly. This is my video about XSplit VCam. It's on YouTube. If you search for me, if you search for Stephen Healy and XSplit VCam, you'll find the full video. But rather than my wax lyrical about XSplit VCam, let me show you this. What I'm about to show you is how background removal software works, whether it's XSplit VCam or not. It just happens that XSplit VCam, in my opinion, is the best. So I'm going to put the video full screen. I'm going to switch my microphone off, and I'm going to press play. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can The second thing you can do, and I'm going to go full screen here. The second thing you can do is that you can basically get an image from YouTube. You can have, just let me take that off for a moment. You can have a moving background. Okay, so you can have a YouTube video as your background on your camera, and this will blow the people in Zoom away, because you can have as many different videos as you want. Okay, the thing about a Zoom call is that you've still got to present yourself. You've got to look good on camera, and actually having a background does two things. One, you can't see my office, but you will later. Okay, so anything in the background disappears. The other thing is you can have an interesting background which attracts people, so that when you talk on a call, or when you're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch, people want to watch as well as listen. Okay, now just a thing about YouTube videos, they have to be put, if it's your own video, no problem. All you do is put the URL from YouTube into XSplit VCam and you play the video. If it's a public video and it's not yours, then do the same, bring the URL into XSplit VCam. Now, it may work, but it may not work. And the reason it doesn't work is because people have not only got to make their video public, they've got to make it embeddable. So if you try a video and it doesn't work, just move on to the next video. Simple as that. because you're never going to get it to work. It works first time, good. If it doesn't, forget it, move on. The next thing is that you can upload as your background any website. Okay, so if it's your own website, you could show your own website as your background. And finally, there is a website called unsplash.com, unsplash.com. This is where photographers from around the world have got together and sent in their best photographs. So if you go to unsplash.com and you type in Paris or New York or Oregon, you'll get pictures in relation to that. I'd like to go in there and type in the word purple and get all the purple backgrounds, but that's just me. When you get the background, download it to your hard drive. That's it. Job done. You've now got the background that you want from Unsplash. The thing about Unsplash is when you choose a background, you just click on the share button, click on Twitter, send out a tweet, gives recognition to the photographer, and it shows the image. And it also lets people know that you're actually active in using green screen software and backgrounds. So, as I say, the Logitech C920x, which is still here, is an ideal first camera. Yeah, if I show it the right way around, it probably is. It's an ideal first camera, moving away from your desktop Mac or PC. This is 6 years old. The latest model, I can just tell you, the model that's down in the carousel was released not 6 years ago, but in March 2020. So it's been upgraded. It is a workhorse. I've had it 6 years. It works as if it was new. It goes onto my second PC. I've not had any problems with it all. And you do get the 3 months license of Expert VCam, which you've just looked at. So that is, well, that's quite a camera, and I'm sort of attached to it because I've had it for 6 years and it's done me well. I've never had any problems. Okay, so Logitech quality build. Now, next thing we're going to go on to. Oh, thank you, Paul. I want to say thank you to Paul Durrell. Oh, sorry, Duval, for following me. Paul, I apologize for that. Apologize profusely. But Paul Duval, thank you for following me, and thank you to Carmen and Roy as well. If you've got any questions, or you just want to say hello and say where you are, then please do type in the comments, and I will show you. Well, I'll read your comments out. Roland's comment from earlier, he's watching on Facebook. I can show Roland's comments on screen. One day, we'll be able to show the comments from Amazon on screen as well. But for the moment, I'm glad that you're actually watching me live on Amazon Live and spending part of your day with me. I'm here to help. I'm here to guide and to listen. And if you've got questions or comments you'd like to make, please do. One of the things you can do if you are not listening is you can unmute me and listen. But that button in the center of the screen, just unmute to actually hear my stories. Okay. Right, the next item. I had the C920x. The next camera is the Logitech Brio. Now, Logitech Brio is the next step up. You've got the C920, you're happy with that. Most of my friends who got the C920 are still using it. Okay, I went for Logitech Brio because the Logitech Brio is 4K. Now, why, you ask, do I want a 4K camera? Because I can. The quality on a 4K camera, as you'll see in a moment, well, I can't show you because we're only going out at 720 on Amazon Live, but the quality of a 4K camera, you've got 4 times the clarity of the picture. I want to sort of get nearer the screen, but that won't work. You can see more. Yeah, the more pixels. Yeah, but the thing is that we can't go live on Facebook. We can't go live on. We can go live, and I did go live on YouTube. You can go live to YouTube using a 4K camera. Okay, now I closed everything else down, just had one program running, which was XSplit Broadcaster, and I went live to YouTube, and I was astonished at the quality of the video of a 4K camera. given its freedom to actually broadcast in 4K. And I'll take a comment that's just come in. Indeed, it's not possible to show how good the video is when it's better than the systems we're being used to watch it. That's wise words, Roland. That basically, as we said earlier, the better the resolution, the more pixels there are, the clearer the picture. But the problem with that is that the more pixels there are, the more data has to be transmitted from me to you. Okay. Which is why, I mean, 720p is DVD, 1080p is high definition, and then 4K is 4K. It's a different world. You've got a 4K TV, yeah, possibly. That's the difference. Okay, between watching DVD and watching in 4K. Thank you for the comment, Roland. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and we're going to look at the main points of the C920X now. Oh, sorry, the Brio. I can't show you the Brio. Well, I am showing you the Brio. Yeah, you're watching a Logitech Brio. Yeah, you can't get a better demonstration than that, really, can you? You have to be watching the camera now. So we're talking about Logitech Brio 4K webcam. I'm going to show you some software at the moment to actually control it. It is Ultra 4K. This is the highest definition that we mortals can get, 4K. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. We said that the C920X actually picks up everything. With the Brio, you can cut out the background noise. Okay, and it is auto light correction. We talked about that earlier. If I switch my Logitech Litre light off, it goes dark. The camera, which is this time the Brio, will try and compensate. Okay, I'm going to switch the light back on because it looks better with the light on. So it's got auto light correction. It's got a 90-degree, I'm trying to do this, it's got a 90-degree field of view, which is quite wide. Okay, it's wider than the C920X. It's got a wider field of view than the C920X. And we've just been through this, the beauty of 4 times resolution of a typical HD camera. And it is just, well, if I could put links in, I'd put you a link to the YouTube video that I did using the 4K camera. And dear viewers, Stephen puts his money where his mouth is. He only recommends items he has bought and uses. Thank you, Roland. That's true. That's so true. Everything that you see in the carousel has not been sent to me. I own it. I use it every single day. Good point, Roland. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay, so what I'm going to now, as you probably guessed by now, I love when hardware is backed up by software. We saw with the Lytra light, and we saw with the XSplit VCam on C920, and I'm going to share. This might take a moment. This should work. If it doesn't work, then we'll just have to see what happens. But basically, if I go and I go to a window, I want a particular window. So I'm going to try and capture that window now. That didn't work. Let's try again. Okay. It will be worth it. Just give me a second. I'm trying to capture some software. I've got it. Okay. When you are live broadcasting, I am now, and you do share a Chrome tab, no problem. Select it, share it, done. If you're sharing a desktop application, which is what I'm doing, then Windows sort of says, well, I can't see that. Yeah, but I could. So persistence pays, things you need in live broadcasting: persistence, patience, and the will to win. Okay, if you've got those 3, then you're going to make it. Let's go over, and I'm going to bring the software on screen now. Okay, so this is the software, and the software is called Logitech Capture. If you go to the Logitech site, yeah, I don't need that video anymore. I showed you that, so I can hide that. If you go to Logitech site and you search Logitech.com and you search for Logitech Capture, there are 2 programs. Logitech Capture and then the program that I'm showing you both do the same thing, but the one I'm showing you is easier to demonstrate. Logitech Capture is a brilliant piece of software, but it's difficult to demonstrate. So I'm using Logitech Capture's little brother, okay, to actually show you what, because if you buy a Logitech camera and you plug it in, it will work. The whole world knows about Logitech cameras. Whether you plug it into a PC or plug it into a Mac, no problem at all. Yeah. And you can do that and you can stick at that. You don't need to do anything. But if you want to get to where you're comfortable on camera and you look on camera as you want to, then download Logitech Capture and do the following, or some of the following. Okay. Now I'm controlling the software. It's on my desktop. You can see it at the side of me. And as I control it, you should be able to see where my cursor is. You can. Okay. Now, the first thing you can do is you can zoom in. My apologies for this in advance. I'm going to go giant. Okay, so if I zoom in, I'm only going to go that far, but I think we've got the principle that you can actually zoom in using the software. And the thing that you're looking to do, is get comfortable on camera. Now, I don't know if you take part in Zoom calls, how many times have you seen a Zoom call where somebody's head is missing, the top of their head? This is not a good look. This is not show you in a good light. And basically, I know that this is distracting to people. Yeah. What you want, and this is where I'm heading, what you want in terms of being on camera, you need headroom. Okay, that's the official term, headroom, which means the gap between the top of the screen and you. Don't do anything else other than that. The next thing is that you want to be in the middle of the screen. Okay, now I am sort of in the middle of the screen. What I'm saying is you don't want to be off on one side of the screen, because again, that's distracting. You want to be in the middle of the screen and looking at the camera most of the time. The next thing is, I don't know, if you ever watched a Zoom call where people are moving, you have to be taken seriously, you have to be reasonably, if you can, you have to be reasonably still on camera. It looks better. If you're not moving about, it looks better if you are front and center on camera. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. So zoom is the one thing. The other thing I can do, if I go side by side here, and I just need to change up my settings somewhat. So bear with me a moment, and I'm going to change up my settings. So we're still side by side, but you can get a wider view of me because we're going to use the wider view. We've said that this camera has got 3 fields of view. Okay, it has 90 degrees. Okay, now with a 90-degree angle, you can see more of my office. Okay, 90 degrees angle shows more of the background. If I go back to the software for a second and I go here, you'll see even more of my office. Okay, so 90-degree angle shows more of your background. Now I am most happy, I'm just going to take that up again. I'm going to go to 78 degrees. This is, I love 78 degrees. This is how I feel comfortable on camera, the 78-degree setting. I could go tighter and I could go to a 65-degree setting. I'm losing the headroom, yeah, and I'm looking too big, yeah, even I know that. So I'm going to cut back to 68 degrees. So the degrees are 78 and 90, 78 and 65. Okay, so those are the physical things that you can actually change, and all this is about you getting comfortable on camera, yeah, sitting as you want to, with the lighting that you want. This is about you, and if you get this right, then you're more chance of actually enjoying broadcasting. Okay, now in the advanced tab, which I'm going to switch to now, Right, so let's go side by side. In the Advanced tab, I can change the brightness. I can push the brightness right up to the top, or I can take it right down to the bottom so you can't see me. What I want to find is the level at which I am happy, that I look reasonably good on camera. Now, all the settings have a default of 50%. So if you make a mistake, you can always go back to 50%. I can change the color. I can go bright red. Okay, now that's not a good look. I am not that tanned. Equally well, I'm not monochrome either. Okay, but you've got those as options. If you want to make a point, then you can go to monochrome or close to it. I'm going to put the color intensity back up to 50%. Okay, so let's just, right, no, not 44, not 53. Right, you've got to experiment with this, yeah, to get it right. Experiment. I can change the contrast, okay, and I can be negative if I want. Okay, there are occasions when you would actually use that, but as with the other controls, bring it back to 50%. Yeah, 50% is the setting. Auto white balance. If you've got low light, we've talked about the cameras having auto correction. This is it. If I switch it off, I will look slightly different. If you're in low lighting, then that is very handy to have on. The bottom one there, auto focus, we don't need anymore. Okay. Now this software works with any Logitech camera, C920, 922, 925, 30, and the Brio that you're watching now. Bottom right-hand corner, it says Brio. You can use it to control any of your cameras. The software that I'm using today, and I'm going to switch the camera on. Okay, the software I'm using today allows me to have two cameras. So I could have two Logitech cameras, or I could have the Logitech camera and the OBSpot. The OBSpot's got its own software. This is live, by the way. And we'll look at that in a moment. Okay, so that is the Logitech Brio, and the Logitech Brio today is 22% off. Now, normally I'd say it's less than I paid for it. Yeah, but I've had 2 years use as the camera. I'm more than happy. It is at 22% off at 156.42. That is a very good price. And thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. If you have any questions at all, then please do ask. If you're enjoying the broadcast, press the follow button, which is down below, and you won't get pestered. I don't get your details. You just get notified when I next go live. In addition to that, you can go to the following tab above and you can find me. And in fact, the more broadcasters you follow, you could put together your own Amazon Live TV channel. As you are enjoying a broadcast, press the follow button, okay, on my fellow broadcasters pages, and then you can go to the following tab and you see all the people you're following, and you see when their next show is. You see their last show. Yeah, it's your resource. This is a resource for everybody who's actually looking at Amazon.com today to come to Amazon.com/live and ask questions. And if you're asking me questions, then I try my best to answer. Right, to finish up with the camera that we're looking at the moment, which is the Logitech Brio, just to come down the home straight. The camera itself was released, the version that we're looking at the moment and you watching live, was released in February 2017. It is 4K, 1080 or 720, and it has versatile mounting options. We saw that you can actually put it on a tripod stand, as well as the mount that goes on the top of your laptop or external monitor. I've got an external 27-inch monitor, which is the BenQ that's actually down the carousel. If you scroll along, you'll actually see my monitor. You can't actually see my monitor because you can just see me through the camera. Perhaps I should put a camera behind me. I should put this camera behind me. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is going to go to something completely different. And I do thank you for watching. And we're going to go to, yeah, I'm going to go there. Okay. because I want to show you a video. Okay, now somewhere here. Okay, just a moment. Let's go back from here. And if I go here, okay, I can put this in. That's a bit big, isn't it? Okay, let's go here. Okay, you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England, one of 4 English broadcasters on Amazon Live. I'm proud and happy to be so. Right, I'm a desktop guy. I've been broadcasting on desktop for 6 years now. Done over 2,000 broadcasts. Okay, I'm on Amazon Live 5 days a week. Okay, I also broadcast for Be Live, and that's the system that I'm using at the moment. I'm actually broadcasting using Be Live, which is up there. Yeah, that's the Be Live logo. Be Live have been around since October 15th, 2016. Live broadcasting, web-based software, 8 people on screen, YouTube video. In fact, everything I've shown you today, I'm doing with Be Live. Yeah, and I enjoy actually working for Be Live. And this is my personal show, but I actually work for Be Live and enjoy doing so. Great team of people. And I just want to give, if I just stop that for a moment. Okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to take that logo off. And just for a second, if you'll allow me, I just want to do this. If I take that off as well, and come back here and I go here, and hopefully this will work. If I go here, the Be Live team, the Be Live engineering team, are actually based in the Ukraine. So I just want to say thank you for actually continuing the service on Be Live during what is happening in the Ukraine. And my thoughts are with the people of the Ukraine at the moment. So you can have overlays on Be Live as well. And I was speaking to Alina this morning in Kyiv in the Ukraine, and they're now slowly returning back to their normal routine. Slowly, being emphasis on it. But there's a great team behind Be Live actually supporting this live broadcast, and I just wanted to give a shout out to them. Okay. Right. So I'm a desktop guy, but there are occasions I discovered something last year, March last year. I love mobile broadcasting with a mobile phone. Now it could be a Samsung, it could be an Apple iPhone. It is in fact a Samsung, and I love going out with my mobile phone and broadcasting. Yeah, and mobile gives you the ability to actually visit different places. And with Angelica, my partner, we actually visit in the UK. We visit stately homes, country manors, national heritage sites, country parks, everywhere. We go everywhere. And I take my mobile phone with me. But there are 2 problems with doing mobile video. Okay. The first one is that if you've got an expensive mobile phone, okay, then when you go out shooting video with your phone, your concentration is not on the video you're shooting. Your concentration is on not dropping the mobile camera, bringing it back up again. So that's the first problem. You're actually you're holding this tightly. In fact, so tight that you actually miss some of the shots, some of the best shots you may well miss. The second thing is that if you've got the mobile phone in your hand, what's going to happen is that as you go up and down, as you're walking along naturally, then the mobile phone will go up and down, and the result is a video which goes up and down, which people won't watch. If you're videoing for you, personal use, doesn't matter. If you're videoing to put it on YouTube afterwards, then it does matter. And that's why you might need something I discovered in March 2019, which is down in the carousel now. I'm just trying to extricate myself and come here. Okay, this is the carrying case for the home gimbal, which is down in the carousel. Okay, and I bought this from Amazon. Just a note, Roland said earlier, dear viewers, Stephen puts his money where his mouth is. He only recommends items he has bought and uses. And over to Roland again. I've just seen a ghost. Okay, I'd like to know more, Roland. I'll ask you later. Okay, this is the Hoem iSteady gimbal, which is down the carousel. And it has two jobs to actually do. The first we talked about, yeah. If I go to my second camera, just give me a second to set up. If I go to my second camera, okay, I'm going to hide that software because we don't need it. Okay, if I go to my second camera and I go picture in picture, okay, that worked. I just need to move my iPad out of the way. This is the gimbal. Just wait a second. Just wait a second. Because I'm demonstrating on that desktop, there's something I need to do. Okay. I'll be back. Okay. I need to switch the light on so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, we talked about that, the Pearl microphone earlier. This is the Hoem iSteady gimbal. Basically, you take your mobile phone. It's magical, really. You take your mobile phone and you take the case off it. Okay, take the case off your phone. Then you fit it into the clamp. Now, this does take the larger mobile phones, and that means with the base at the bottom, it actually clicks into the base, and then the lens is at the top. Okay, so put your phone in there without the case. The next thing you do is you actually want to switch it on. Now, the first thing a gimbal does is to calibrate. Do not switch the gimbal on holding it. Yeah, it will not calibrate correctly, or may not. What you want to do is to have the gimbal on a solid surface. Yeah, and that surface can either be a desktop like it is now, or it can be a bench, or it can be a flat rock. And once you've got it on there, then switch it on. And that's when you actually get the calibration taking place and the camera swings into action. Okay, that's how easy it is. Yeah. Then, of course, as we said earlier, you plug in your lapel microphone, which is down in the carousel. So phone on there, plug in your microphone to get good external sound, and then you switch the gimbal on, you switch your camera on. Now, when I set up exactly doing as I've showed you now, okay, but I've got one extra step, because when I use this gimbal, I actually go live and I broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website as I'm walking around. Okay, and I start my broadcasting software. Equally well, you could actually start the recording software. Yeah, and once you've done that, you can just walk around, and if you're wired with your microphone, you can just start shooting. Absolutely brilliant hobby. And the other thing is that when you're actually walking around with this, you forget that you're actually walking, and you're exercising, and you're doing the best exercise that there is. And the best exercise that there is, to me, is actually walking with your Fitbit. So you're getting steps whilst you're doing this. Now, I could, as you can probably tell, I can talk for England or blab for Britain, whichever way you want, and I can tell you how wonderful this is. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you an excerpt from a video. This is one I made earlier, and I'm going to show you a video which was actually made with the home gimbal. So just give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to go here, I'm going to bring a video up on screen. Okay, so just give me a second. And if I take myself off full screen, I need to get a piece of information. So let me go here. This setup will take a second or two, but it is worth it. Okay. I don't need my second camera, so I'm going to switch that off. And what I'm going to do, just as a by way of, okay, this video was created using the Home gimbal. Yeah. All right. This is Portsmouth in England, on the south coast of England. This is the Royal Navy dockyards, and the Royal Navy dockyards is the home of some of the world's most famous shipping. It was until 1992 the home of the British Royal Navy, and now they moved up to Scotland, as my friend Peter knows. What I'm going to now is this video was created using the gimbal. This is the difference a gimbal makes. I'm going to put that full screen, and I'm going to press play and switch my microphone off. I'll be back. The ironclad ship built in Great Britain, and it's steam powered, not sail powered, and we're just going to walk alongside to give you an idea of the size of this. Over there is a tower, 385 feet I think. You can actually go up in a lift to the top, but we're concentrating on the shipping today as we're at the dockyards. Welcome to HMS Warrior, Her Majesty's ship Warrior, or His Majesty's ship as it was when it was commissioned. And this is just an amazing place. As I pan round, we're actually, the estuary is over there, and we have all the buildings on the right. As usual, I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website, live from Portsmouth in England, as Angelica and I do our tour of Hampshire. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid people. And hello. No, we're not. Okay. I think you're not allowed to photograph on board, hence his question, which is a fair one. Today we're just taking a walk around the dockyards as opposed to touring the facilities. It's wonderful because you can actually get onto the dockyards for free, which is what we've done today, and you can walk around and you can film, and nobody's going to stop you. So I'm going to go as far as here and then turn around and watch Angelica coming towards us, and we'll turn around and head back because we don't know what's going to come next. We've just done this part, so Angelica's going to follow me as I turn around. I'm still here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward the video, and then you can see just as we saw it, hopefully. I'm just hoping this will work. Just a second. Okay, I'm going to get to where I want to be, and where I want to be is round about there. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a bit more of Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, and you'll see HMS Victory, which took part in the Battle of Trafalgar and was commanded by Lord Nelson. So let's carry on. It's just incredible. Now, you're not allowed to film on board the ships, but you can film the exterior, which is what I'm doing, as you know, at the moment. So just a reminder, we're at Portsmouth Naval Dockyards. We're conducting our own walking tour, and we're delighted that you could join us. That is just, you can go on board any of these, but for today we've just decided that we're going to return to Portsmouth and spend the full day here, because we've only got sort of half a day. There are 11 different attractions and we can't possibly do them all in one day, but this is just stunning. I'm sure Angelica's somewhere near. As we walk up, British flag proudly flying. As we walk to the stern. Okay. Right, I'm back. Okay, so this is the joy of having a gimbal, yeah, because you can go out and about and you can video your hometown, you can video the places you visit, and the thing is that you're recording not only for your personal use, but you're recording for history, yeah, and you're allowing people to see the things that you can see. And we might never visit, you might never visit Portsmouth. You should always visit Stonehenge, of course. And the thing is that the videos that you record using a gimbal are steady and you're not afraid to drop the phone. Yeah. Now I've got a Zone gimbal as well, but this is the HoMI Steady. It's lightweight and it's so simple and straightforward to use. The control panel, which is there, allows you to zoom in, zoom out, pan left and right, tilt up and down, and switch it on and off. Okay, most of the time, all you need to do is switch it on. So phone goes in there without its case. You put it on a flat surface, you stabilize it, and you're good to go. Just press the record button on your mobile phone or the broadcast button, whichever you want to do. And it's a great way of actually getting exercise, getting out and about and recording things that, I mean, I've got to be honest here. If I take that off screen, I'm just going to find it again. Yeah, it's that one. That was Portsmouth, England, the Royal Naval Dockyards, using this gimbal, this very gimbal. And it's brilliant. I love doing it now. So I do recommend it because you've already invested in the mobile phone. You've got yourself a lapel microphone like the one that's down in the carousel. Why not go out and shoot video? And this is the thing, people do want to know about where you live. They want to know the places you visit. You want to put it on YouTube. Spread the word. Yeah. Okay. So that's gimbals, and we're back now to. I want to say thank you, a heartfelt thank you to everybody who's watching me live. I do appreciate the fact that you're spending time with me. As you get to know me, I'm live now, 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday. As you get to know me, please do say hello and please do ask questions. I'm part of a free Amazon.com service. I'm like my fellow broadcasters, I am independent. I'm giving you reviews on products, live reviews on products in the carousel, which I use. Okay. And as Roland said earlier, the things I'm talking about, I actually buy and use. Yeah. So that's absolutely brilliant. I want to say thank you for actually watching me live. Okay, now the next thing we're going to go on to. You're actually watching the Logitech Brio, but you've also been watching my second camera, which is this. No, hang on. You don't need that. You've seen that. Okay, so let's switch this camera on. Okay, and this is my second camera. And you can see, just a minute, I just need to tidy up. Just give me a second. I need to put, we've looked at the Logitech Litre light, which is lighting me right now, which is down in the carousel. I think that it's the first or second item in the carousel. Okay. We've looked at the home gimbal, yeah, which I'm now going to put back in its case. Okay. So that's going back in its case. We've definitely looked at the lapel microphone down in the carousel. I've spoken about tripods and using them with Logitech cameras. I'm going to put that back up there. We've spoken about incredible Logitech C920x with Expert VCam. I'm going to put that back over there. I think I'm getting there. I'm going to put the lapel microphone back in its case. Okay. and we've got that. So that's home. Right. Okay. You're now looking at me on the Brio bottom right, and the top camera is the Obspot Tiny. And I'm going to take out a screenshot. Yeah, I'm going to put out a screenshot of my iPad. My iPad goes over there. And okay, in no particular order, down the carousel, you'll find the TP-Link Deco. Now, TP-Link Deco, if I go over here, I'm just going to find it in the carousel. Yep. Okay, this is the TP-Link Deco. Now, I'm going to tell you why I got the TP-Link Deco and why I love it, and the fact that it works perfectly and you can see it. It's actually there. I'm broadcasting through that at the moment. Okay, physically broadcasting. Okay, now I live in a town called Devizes in Wiltshire, about 97 miles away from London. Out in the sticks, in other words, and we don't have the best internet in the world, and we've no control over it. Whichever provider we go for, we can't get much more speed than we've got. Now, whilst I'm talking to you now on Amazon Live using my Brio camera and my Elgato Wave 3 microphone, Angelica is using her Logitech C920x and her Yeti Blue Snowball. But we're on the same Wi-Fi at the same time. Wind back 18 months, and we used to have, you know, the plugs you can get that you can plug into your power supply to take the Wi-Fi all around the premises. Yeah. We used to have those in the sockets, one in my office, one in Angelica's office, one next to the television downstairs, spread the Wi-Fi throughout the house from the router. But there was a problem. We've got Amazon Prime, and when we watch an Amazon Prime movie, a 90-minute movie, every so often the screen will go like that. It's mesmerizing, isn't it? And it was buffering. And it was buffering because the Wi-Fi signal just wasn't good enough. Now, fortunately, what happened is that one of these plugs, these Wi-Fi plugs, stopped working. And even more unfortunate, it was all next to the television. Okay. So we started looking around for a different Wi-Fi system. And I went to Amazon.com and I looked for the best Wi-Fi systems, and the TP-Link Deco was there at the top of the list. Okay. So I read the reviews and I thought, right, okay, let's step up and get a good Wi-Fi system, and that is the TP-Link Deco. Now, the TP-Link Deco is on offer today, as it happens. It is 13% off. It's $129.99, and it is a good buy, but I'm going to explain why. As you can see from the image down the carousel, you actually get 3 of these units. Yeah, you take the first unit and you plug it into your router and you switch it on. It then effectively pairs with the router, and this is then ready to use. You take, sorry, I missed a step. Having got the first one in, on your mobile phone, download the TP-Link software, whether you're on Android or iPhone, download the software. That software then controls your TP-Link network. Okay. You take the second unit and you put it somewhere else in your premises, you plug it in, you switch it on, and it will connect with the first one. Do the same with the third one, plug it in, connect it, and you've then got a network of 3 of these units, which will cover the average home. And I've got to say that using these units, watching an Amazon Prime 90-minute movie takes 90 minutes and not 2 hours. It is the most effective networking system I've had. Now, I've got a friend. Well, I've got several friends in actual fact, but this particular friend is called Peter Stewart, and he lives up in Aberdeen in Scotland. And he had built he decided to put his office in his garage. Now, the garage was an extension to the property. Yeah, in other words, there's an exterior wall between Peter and the house. And his plan was to lay cat cable from the garage through the outside wall, through the inside wall to the router. And his partner, they had a discussion. I don't know what happened, but the following day, Peter came back and said, does anybody have a solution that doesn't involve cabling? Yeah, I want Wi-Fi, no cabling. So I said, Peter, I've been using the TP-Link Deco for the last 9 months without any problems whatsoever. So Pete went over to Amazon, ordered it, and he contacted me the following day. And he said, I've got that TP-Link Deco you mentioned. It's working perfectly. It took me 30 minutes to set up. It was easy, simple and straightforward. And it's the best thing I bought in 2021. So you've got my recommendation, you've got Peter's recommendation, the TP-Link Deco that's down in the carousel and which is physically there is a darn good networking system. And if you're looking to distribute your internet signal around your premises, do take a look at the TP-Link, click the link in the carousel, find out the specs. All I can say live is it works for me, it works for Peter, it works for everybody who's actually bought it, and quite a few people have bought it since I started talking about it on Amazon Live. So that's the Wi-Fi system. You're right. Well, not only are you watching me on a Logitech Brio camera and listening to Elgato Wave 3 microphone, you're also watching me on TP-Link Wi-Fi. So can't get a better demonstration than that. And just as a note, if I come down here, somewhere down here, yeah, my main camera today is the Logitech Brio, which you'll find down the carousel, and my microphone is the Elgato Wave 3. Okay, so let's go, he said, over here. I'm going to go up here, and we're going to look at the Elgato Wave 3 Premium USB condenser microphone. Okay, now over the years I've had several microphones, and I have to say this is the best one I've had. We've talked about this next. When you start broadcasting, you can use the kit you have. Okay, the internal camera and the internal microphone. The next step up is to get an external camera and then an external microphone. It makes all the difference. You've been listening to, fingers crossed if you've unmuted, you've been listening to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which is next to me. Okay, and the closer I get to the microphone, then the clearer my voice will get. Though I don't want to sit like this during the whole broadcast. So it's actually positioned about yay far away from me. Okay, and it's down there. It's a condenser microphone. Do you want to see it? Okay, let's go to my second camera. Okay, and I'm going to move the iPad again. So let's move the iPad over here, and we're going to look at the Elgato Wave 3. Okay, and I'm going to move that cable out of the way because that's annoying me. And I'm going to move this microphone over here. And I've actually, just a second, talk amongst yourselves for a second. All right, I think I'm okay now. This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Let's just take that off so you can see it. And the sound will be slightly different now because I've just moved it. But it is, you've got controls on the front, which allow you the gain controls. It can take headphones at the back. It is, but the thing about a microphone, and I'm going to move it back over here. Okay, I'm going to lift it up so you can actually see it. Okay, so that's the Elgato 3 microphone down in the carousel. The thing about choosing a microphone is that you've got to hear it first, and you're listening to the Elgato Wave 3, so you know what it sounds like. And that sound is here. Apologize, this has got to resonate with you. You've got to feel it's a good sound. Yeah. This is what happened to me. I do panel shows on Facebook, and I invited 3 people to join me and bring their microphones. Krista Boven from Belgium joined me, and she had the blue snowball. Okay. Rick Glover from the States joined me. He had a headset. And then Alec Dorling joined me from Sweden. And Alec had the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And I heard it. I thought, what a crisp, clear, rich sound that is. Yeah, it blew me away. The quality of Alec's microphone. I want to say thank you to Alec for bringing it along and introducing me to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, because I'm blown away by the quality of the build and the features it has. And the other thing is that it comes with software. And you know I love software. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start something on my desktop. And I'm looking for the software first of all. If I find it, then we can look at it. I'll be back in a second. Right, okay. I'm going to share the software on screen. This is the software that controls the microphone, because it's not just a microphone. No, it's more than a microphone. Okay, hang on, share. Okay, I've got it. I've captured it. The thing about the Elgato Wave 3 microphone is it comes with mixer software. Now, over the years, I've tried bananas and other fruits. I never got a mixer to work. This one I've got to work. And this is the software that you can download from Elgato. And it's called the Wavelink. And if I come next to me, okay, if I go that way around, and I don't need the second camera. I'll come back to that in a second. I just want this software to show you. Okay, we can see the software, and you can see at the moment that it's got two inputs. The left input is for the Elgato Wave microphone. Next to that, you've got inputs for your browser. You've got inputs for Spotify. So I could bring Spotify into my live broadcast. Imagine being able to play Spotify tunes on a live broadcast. It would be brilliant, but we can't because of copyright. But that said, we could still do it. I can bring in external sources too. My tiny microphone is working, and my Chris microphone is not working at the moment. I can bring in headsets. In other words, this is a true audio mixer, which is part of the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. If you get the microphone, then you can download the software, and this gives all sorts of possibilities in terms of mixing. And I'm going to be using it on my DJ show. Yes, I do need DJ. Okay, so that is the stunning. I'm just going to stop sharing. Okay, bring it on stage again. That is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone which you're listening to, and the quality of sound speaks for itself. I apologize for that, but it does speak for itself. Okay. Now, before I distracted myself, which I did, by the way, because I wanted to talk about the microphone. I suppose it's as well to actually show, just talk of, I got so excited by what I was going to show you. I didn't actually put the Elgato Wave 3 as a link in the as a featured item. It is now. Talk about getting carried away. Microphones are important. Sound is important. So you are watching me on the Brio camera, and let's just go through the high points of the Elgato Wave 3. It's a digital mixer, which I've just shown you. It's got a clip guard built in. Okay, you know the S's and the P's and all taken care of. Is it sibilation? I'm not sure. It's got a capacitive mute, which means that it's you don't need to touch the button to actually mute yourself. That's good and bad. Okay, and also on this Elgato Wave 3, it is a condenser. I'm going to read this to you. It's come around again in a second. It's a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern captures speech with precision. Okay, I'm just glad I didn't have to memorize that. That's why I've got things written down. And it was released in June 2020. So that is the pedigree, and you have a mixer as well as a microphone. As I said, as far as microphones are concerned, it's actually listening to them. Yeah, I mean, you've got a golden opportunity here. You're on Amazon Live. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of broadcasts on Live. You can actually watch and listen to Amazon Live broadcasters and say, I love the sound of your microphone. Which microphone do you have? They will tell you. Yeah. And then you can go and check it out on Amazon. In fact, just between you and me, because you're watching now, I think that everybody who broadcasts on Amazon Live should actually have their camera and microphone in their carousel so that you know. Just a thought. Okay. Right. Now, this is a 2-camera setup on Be Live, and my second camera, which you can see at the moment, is I'm going to do things with it. Okay, now it comes with software, so let me close a few things down, and I want to close that down. The fewer programs I have opened, the better. Okay, the camera that you're looking at now is, just a minute, the camera that you're looking at now is this one. It's the Obswat Tiny PTZ camera. Okay, and this is it. Let's go up here and come to me. Okay, this is the Obswat Tiny PTZ camera, and you're actually watching it now. I've switched from the Brio to the Obswat Tiny, and you're actually watching me live on the Obswat Tiny now. It's got a 90-degree field of view. It's 720p and 1080p. And actually, in fact, let's go through it. It's got AI powered. I'll show you the gesture control in a minute. Okay, but let's just go with this for a moment. The thing about the camera is it has presets. Yeah, you can set up 3 presets. It is 90 degrees, but it's on a gimbal. So the 90 degrees becomes, well, I'll show you. Okay, this camera, if I go to the second preset, the camera is now looking at the desktop. Yeah, if I come back again, the camera is now looking at me. Yeah, and then the third preset, the camera is now looking at the wall. Okay, now that is a picture of Avebury Stone Circle, and Avebury Stone Circle is a stone circle like Stonehenge, which was built 4,500 years ago. And the thing I can do with the camera is I can actually move the camera up and down until I get it as I want it, and then I can right click and update it. But I didn't do that perfectly, so let's go back a bit. Okay, and I'm going to update that and come back to me. Let's come back to me, shall we? Because you know I'm here, but you haven't seen me. Okay, so you've got 3 presets, which means that you can actually have it on yourself, on an area within the room. Okay, now it swivels. Yeah, so you've got a wider variety of uses with the Obswat Tiny. The Obswat Tiny has been around since 2021. It is a well-respected camera, and more people are actually using it, and you'll see quite a few live broadcasters actually demonstrating it. One of the features that I love to demonstrate is this, and if this works, it'll be good, but let's see what happens. Right, okay. The thing about the Obswat Tiny PTZ camera is this. It has got inbuilt tracking software. So as I stand up, just wait for it. As I stand up, the camera is going to track me. Okay, so as I move, the whole camera moves, so that I can walk around my office. You can see more of me, by the way. You can see now that I'm not wearing a plain jumper. My jumper has stripes on it. But this camera is amazing. It will actually track you as you move around the room. Turn the camera upside down and you could track a Lytra. You can actually, somebody moving on a days on a platform, you can actually track it. And it's just so, I'm fascinated. Wait a minute. How? I'm fascinated. I've broken it. Just a minute. Let's go here. Okay. Don't you? Oh, that's better. Don't you love it when you do a demonstration and things don't go perfectly? Okay, so I'm actually demonstrating the Obspot Tiny PTZ camera and the fact that it can move around. The other thing you'll notice, as I move around, it's actually framing me. It's giving me the headroom that I talked about earlier. Yeah, I am now in a position where the microphone's close and the camera's close. And this is a great, I'm going to make more and more use of this, the ability to actually stand up and present. Because I can take, just for an example, I can take my Aftershocks headphones, these headphones here, which are down in the carousel. Yeah, these are my preferred headphones, and because I'm stood up, I can actually move about. Okay, Aftershocks over the ear, they do not go in your ear canal. They are waterproof. Okay, and the sound is conducted through your skull. Okay, so they are bone conducting headphones. Quality, it's not hi-fi, but it is a good quality sound. You could listen to Amazon Prime Music, Amazon Music, or your favorite podcast on this headset. Now, I wear these when I'm going walking, jogging, running, or cycling. Okay, not exactly true when I go walking. And they're absolutely brilliant. They've got an 8-hour charge and high quality. You can take phone calls just by pressing a button. You can make phone calls and you can voice dial. They're everything you want in a headset. I've had these for over 12 months now. They're very reliable. The sound is high quality, and I can but recommend them. And the thing is, I was able to stand up to demonstrate that, and it's a different feeling. Stood up with the Obspot Tiny PTZ camera that actually follows you around the room. Yeah, and it only has, well, it follows as I move. The camera's moving and it's giving me headroom all the time, which gives me greater flexibility when I'm actually presenting. And I love using it. I love using it to present. I love using it to show people how to live broadcast. So I'm going to put the headphones safely down there. I'm going to switch over here just a minute because I've got the software, and I'm going to go over here. Okay, so we're going down to the desktop, okay, which is one of the 3 presets I've got, and then I'm going to come back to me. Okay, so that's the Obspot Tiny camera. Let's just go through the main features of the camera. It's AI powered, yeah, so I was able to show you that. It's full 1080p, which means it's 720 as well. I just need to do something. I'll be back in a second. Okay, it's got dual omnidirectional microphones built in. You might have seen this on the mixer earlier. It's 90 degrees, which is probably about that, as the Brio is. It's low light correction, which we're finding on more and more cameras now as being default. If I switch the lights off, which I'm going to do now, then the camera will start to correct. Okay, so my light is now off. The Obspot Tiny camera is actually correcting for the change in light. So I'm going to switch my light back on. Okay, and I've gone a little bit lighter. So the auto correction on it is very good. It's power tilt and zoom PTZ camera. It's got this is brilliant. It has on it, it's not got a privacy sliding cover. You just turn the lens down and it switches itself off until you switch it back on again. It's got a sleep mode. You can say to the camera, if I don't use it for 10 minutes, go to sleep. And that's automatic. And a recent innovation is what 3 preset positions we've seen. I'm just catching up as we come down the home straight. It's got the headroom mode. Yep. Okay, we've seen that as well. And it's got face auto exposure. Now, the thing I've got to say about HubSpot is that they continually upgrade the firmware for the camera and the desktop software. And they now got face auto exposure. If I showed you, if you looked at a video of mine from 2 months ago, the HubSpot is now the software upgrade has just improved it tremendously. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, oh, we've got a comment. Hello. And Rome. And Rome's just joined me and says, what's up, Rome? Good to see you. I'm on Lytre today, as you probably noticed. And thank you for joining me. Rome is a fellow broadcaster on Amazon Live. Rome, if you want to put your link in, please do. That would be good. I mean, the thing is that we're a brotherhood. We all help each other. And if you want to go and catch Rome's broadcast, then please do. Okay, so I'm coming down now. What I'm going to do, finally, okay, there is software that comes with that camera. I'll show the software in the broadcast tomorrow. Okay, as we come down the home straight. Okay, what I'm going to do, I've now been broadcasting happily. You've probably gathered by now that I'll come back to my main camera. You've probably, all right, this is my natural Brio. You've probably gathered by now that I totally have a blast for the 2 hours that I'm actually live on Amazon Live, and I do appreciate your company. And I want to say a big thank you for actually joining me live. As we get to know each other, because I'm going to be broadcasting every weekday on amazon.com/live, then please do say hello, as Rome has said hello. And Rome was talking about me in his live broadcast today. Thank you, sir. Wonderful. Thank you. I talk about you as well. I do. We're a brotherhood. Okay. I'd like to say, as we come up, I'll just shrink that. I'd like to say thank you to Calm, to Roy Hubert, and to Paul for actually following me today. If you have enjoyed the broadcast today, then please do click the follow button. And that means you'll get, I don't get your details, you'll get notified of future broadcasts that I do. And you can watch my back catalogue, and you're building up your own Amazon Live TV station. Because every time you follow a broadcaster like myself or Rome, we go into your following tab, and you can catch our live broadcast or our latest replays just by going to that one place. I mean, I'm just so grateful to Amazon, because Amazon do look after us. I mean, we don't work for Amazon. We're independent broadcasters. The opinions that we give are our own. When we talk about products, we own the products, we use the products. We are a live review. And the thing about a live review is that as you see more and more of myself and Rome, just drop in, ask us questions. We're here to answer your questions. That's why we're here. I mean, we enjoy doing it, you know, so that's a win. But if you joined in, if you just said hello, then that does make a lot of difference. Okay, so let's go up here, and in tomorrow's show, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about yet. I decide on the day. I shuffle things around. Okay, this has been Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healy, and you are watching, I need to get rid of that, Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Okay. Now, if you were here at the beginning of the broadcast, yeah. Okay. If you were here at the beginning of the broadcast, you'd have seen this. I'm just doing a reprise now. I'm going to end with the thing I started with. Okay. Down in the carousel, at this moment in time, featured on the left-hand side, is this. Just a minute. This is the Logitech Lytra glow light. And the Logitech Litre glow light is made by, just a minute, is made by Logitech. If you've not heard of it before, it's because it was only released in January 2022. So it's only a few months old. It's $59.99 and it's the best $59.99 I've invested. When you get the camera, there's cellophane over the back, there's cellophane around the base as well. Take that off, recycle it. The next thing you do is you take the cable, the USB-A to USB-C cable that's provided by Logitech. They thought of everything. That's provided by Logitech, and you plug it in to the back of the light. On the back of the light, you will see in the center an on-off button, and you can switch the light on and off using that button. You can adjust the light itself. You've got temperature control and a brightness control on the back, and you can adjust the light using that. Okay. To put it on your monitor, you just lift the shelf and it goes over the back of your monitor. Now, I've got two of these lights, not confused. One is lighting me. If I switch it off, you'll see what I mean. I've gone dark now. I'm going to go light. Well, let's switch this on off as well. Okay, I've definitely gone dark now. I switched the light back on. This is the Logitech Litre that's pointing down at me. Okay, so you can attach it to your monitor just like that, either laptop, desktop, or the BenQ monitor I've got at the moment. The other thing you can do is that you can twist the light off and you can put the light onto a tripod stand. Okay, standard thread, and you could then position the light anywhere in your office, anywhere. As far as the light's concerned, this is Logitech's first ever light. I mean, we know Logitech for the cameras, 920, 22, 25, 30, Brio. They've done a very good job. You can extend the light. Okay, it goes up and it goes down again. You can bend the light forward. Okay, you can switch it on again. No, yep. You can turn the light to the side. You can turn the light to the other side. So it's flexible in terms of that. Okay. If you plug this lead into your Mac or your PC, then Logitech have got some software that you can use. I'm just going to show you that software now. Okay, so I'm going to screen share. If I press the right button, I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to show you the software that you can use with your Logitech Litre light. Okay, and I'm going to bring software full screen. Okay, and the software is now full screen. This is the software that comes with the light. And I'm going to take it off full screen. And oh, this is confusing. Just a minute. I'm going to hide that camera, and I'm picture in picture. Okay, with the light, you've got total control. This is a very soft light, it has to be said, and I've got my Litre light is that angle, and it's up on the monitor, and it's looking down at me, and that's how it is. Okay, but with the software, I can control the light. The first thing I can do is I can switch the light off, and I'll go dark. Okay, and I can switch the light on. There are 6 presets for the light. I can go to the first preset, which is quite bright. Okay, so that's quite bright. It is maximum light, and if I come back to me, that is maximum brightness. Okay, and cool temperature. Then we're getting warmer, and you can see from this that there are subtleties. There are 6 different lighting presets that you can control by software. In addition to that, you can set up your own preset. So I'm blown away by the quality of the build, by how effective it is. This is also designed for gamers. The light is safe to use 24 hours a day. Right, I know gamers do 8 to 10 hours a day, but I don't think of anybody I know does 24 hours a day. But the light is safe for 24 hours a day. On that note, I'd like to say thank you for watching me today. I always enjoy being on Amazon Live. I enjoy the camaraderie from Rome and my friends on Amazon Live. I look forward to seeing you. I'll be live again most weekdays, in fact, every single weekday. And when you see me again, say hello. Yeah, and if you've got questions about anything, please do ask. We are here as a free resource to help you. Live reviews. We don't cost you a cent. I was going to say a penny then. We don't cost you a penny. Our advice is unbiased. We are independent broadcasters who enjoy helping people. That's it. So from Wiltshire in England, okay, from Wiltshire in England, I'd like to say thank you for watching me today. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now. Rome, thank you. Everybody who followed me, thank you. That's a wrap. Bye for now. I think, yeah.